Okay, I'm not going to disagree that it gets used. I'm asking you what is the real. I'm not asking you what man use it for. I'm asking you what the real meaning of Christmas is.
I don't like any of it.
Okay.
I don't like any. I like the symbol of Santa Claus. Somebody coming down that the kids don't know, and you're lying to your children about some other dude coming in and giving your children presents, making out with your wife, and then leaving. Like, what does that do to the children's psyche? And then they grow up to find out that their parents lied to them for years. That fucks people's head up. It does.
I can see on your point because I had a best friend at one time before I found out that he wasn't a true man, that was a preacher, and that's what he tried to preach on us: don't lie to our children. But here's the thing, Tommy. You're in a cruel, hard world. You're living a cruel, hard world.
You just relate me to one of your preachers that you don't believe is a real man?
What's that?
You just related me to one of your preachers that you don't think.
No. I'm saying what you said. He said the same thing.
Yeah,
and here's the thing: our children are young. Our children are young for a short time. I think that it's okay to tell them about Santa Claus, but I think we need to have.
But why?
I'm trying to explain that. I'm trying to explain. I think what we need them to know that the real reason for Christmas is the birth of Jesus Christ. That's the real reason. That's the most important thing, is celebrate that. Now, one time a year, we can come together and we can give our kids, because it's short term before they get cut out to the real world.
But why would you want to lie to your kids and tell them there's a Santa Claus that somebody else made up? Like, you're just telling them a story that somebody else made up. Like Santa Claus.
Here, look at this, Tommy. Here, look at this.
About that, I don't.
Tommy,
it doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like,
and I respect that from your side. I respect that.
It's like, yeah, this is what I heard, and this is what I've been doing. This is my parents told me, and so we're going to do it like this. But if you think about it from like an individual perspective and analyze why you do that, you don't. It's like you're just making something up and giving it to your kids and be like, this is what's true, and it's not.
Do you have any children?
No.
Okay, let me tell you something as a father. One of the greatest things that I get to see is when my kids are down there in that floor and they're up in a present, they've gotten something they like. Now, when my oldest child became about, and she went on 2 years before she finally told me she knew there wasn't no such thing. And I want to be very careful here because there's probably people listening. But when I sit down and I see my child sitting on that floor and that amount of joy, and although I'm letting some fictional character take all the credit for what I've done, what I've worked hard for to give her, right? But it's that moment of seeing my kid smile, that happiness on her heart.
Why can't we just get Santa Claus out of the way and have you be the person that brings that smile?
Well, why can't we get cartoons off of TV?
Oh, don't fucking get me started on that either. I don't have a TV.
Well, I'm just saying. This is the world we live in. It's entertainment, and it's all about.
It's the world we live in because we allow it to be the world we live in.
Well, correct.
But if we perpetuate these stories, they're going to keep going. But if we cut it off and you give the platform of what you want to your children, then they get what you want. Like, you're feeding them some shit that somebody else, like, it's not real.
I get it, and I agree with you on the standpoint there. But again, my beliefs and everything goes above letting my child have that magical moment.
But if you were to set it up like you are the person giving them the present, then that joy comes from you. Like, you're not, the Santa Claus doesn't have to be there. He's like, why would you? I don't understand. Like, it's
when they grow up to a certain age, they figured that out. Then they know, right?
And then they're gonna be like, they fucking lied to me the whole time.
No, I don't think they ever look at it that way. I don't think
consciously they will know that.
As they grow up, they understand and realize what that parent did for them, the sacrifice they made to do that. So, can you remember being a kid and getting stuff from Santa Claus?
Yeah.
You remember going to bed so anxious, like, man, I gotta go to bed. I can remember, Tommy, going down the road when I was about 5, 6 years old. I seen a shooting star. And I thought that was Santa Claus going across. I could not wait to go home. So it's just that little magical moments, because you and I both know what this real world is when we grow up and has to offer us. It's cool.
We looked outside and there was a radar light. It was red, right? Yep. It was off in the distance. My dad said that was Rudolph's nose. Yeah. So me and my brother didn't sleep that night. We waited for that motherfucker to get to our house. It never moved. I stared at it for hours, right? I didn't go to sleep. It never moved. We caught my dad putting presents over there, and we figured it out right then. And I was like, in my head, I was like, you've been fucking lying to me this whole time. And finally, I stay up and try and catch this Santa Claus, and I catch you, and it's you the whole time? It was second grade. I was like, this whole fucking time? And like, I remember after that, it was done. And like a little piece of me lost some respect for my dad right there. Like, it did. Once I figured it out, I was like, you've been fucking lying to me this whole time. Like I was like, geez, man, that's
But
rough.
now as a grown man, can you not see and respect that what your father did for you as a kid? Give you
In
that
my
much?
head, I'm like, why didn't you just not lie to me? Like, just
Because
don't
he
lie to
wanted
people.
he wanted your little heart and your little mind.
That's fucked up.
Well, I mean, and I respect your opinion on that, but I see it a totally different way.
Yes, just don't lie to your kids.
I think, Tommy, if you had children, you would definitely set a different direction.
That's what people say. That's what people say. And like,
Once you see these little babies and they look up to you and you can see what you do for your kids and you're like, so
I don't see myself lying to them though.
I don't
Even if
see
it's
myself
like,
lying. I don't
it is
see
to
myself
protect them.
lying.
Like, oh, it's a white lie. We're just doing this to protect you. Oh, and it's funny. It's like, no, tell your kid the truth and talk to him like a fucking person. You know, stringing these kids along just because they're kids and we can trick them. That's not cool.
I don't think it's that, Tommy. I think it's protecting our children as long as we can because we know we have 18 short years with them. And as they get older, as they start becoming teenagers and sexual and things, and it's that magical little moment you see them, that twinkle in their eyes. When they come running down that hallway and they're running in there to see what Santa Claus brought them, and again, that's a sacrifice a parent gives because, it's a very unselfish act. When you're sitting there letting a fictional character take all the credit for what you worked for and done. It's just for your children. I think if you had children, you'd see it a different respect. But, however, I do respect your opinion.
Nah, man. Nah. Nah.
So let me ask you a question. When you believed in Santa Claus, and then you knew there was it as good? Was Christmas as good then, or was it better when you were believing there was a Santa Claus?
I never really liked Christmas to begin with.
But you weren't never anxious about Santa Claus coming?
Yeah, we waited for him. Second grade.
So but you probably did it first grade, kindergarten.
Because of what I thought it was, because of what I was told.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That magical moment, that waiting to see what Santa Claus brought.
The ending of that story completely negates all the happiness that it could have brought. It's like, yeah, it's cool. I get presents and shit, but I've been like you get these physical things, right? The stuff that you get to open up, and it's cool because it's like, oh yeah, you're getting this stuff from something like, who knows where it's coming from? There's Santa Claus. Fuck yeah, he's gonna bring it. Nice. I gotta be good. Oh, you gotta be good. It's like, all right, I'm good. Yeah, here's the stuff, and then you grow up and you're like, oh, it's just a bunch of fucking bullshit. Like, fuck the things. The stuff doesn't mean anything. But the values that are broken when you realize that you've been lied to your whole life is a whole different thing.
Well, now, if someone was lying to me like a real lie, per se, and I get it.
It's a lie to a child. The child can't decipher whether it's a lie or not. They don't have the capability. And you can do that to a child because they don't know.
As I've grown up, though, that's the most respectful thing that I can look at that my parents did to me is they made an ultimate stuff. Like they went out and, because, back, I'm a 78 model. Times are a lot rougher. Things are in Kaylee. Things way different then. And some of the stuff that I got for Christmas, I'm like, wow. And they let some fictional character take credit for that just so I could believe in something and I could think,
The most respectful thing my dad ever did was never gave me money. He always made me work for it, even if it was a weekend. And I was like, yo, I need some money for the weekend. He's like, go mow the lawn. It's like Friday. He's like, I'm not giving you money. Now, if he would have just gave me money and been like, oh yeah, here's money. Money just comes from places like I wouldn't. It's not. It's like you grow up thinking you just get money. Like,
right. I do. Now, I think we're getting all kind of different whams here. But with that being said,
because that's like he didn't lie to me about where money comes from. He's like, you have to work for it. You don't just get things. You don't just get presents. It's not.